Good morning, dear students.
Good morning, sir.
So, how are you all today?
Fine, sir. And
Very
how are
good.
you?
Yeah, I am also keeping fine. Okay. So, students, what is the date today?
18th, sir.
18th. Oh, very good. That means you all are attentive. Keep it up. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll write it here. Okay. 18th. 21. And what is my subject, by the way?
Economics, sir.
Very good. That means you all are again attentive. Very good. Subject economics. And okay, just write the class also. Class. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, dear students. So, before I move on to some other points, just I would like to ask you something related to what we have discussed so far in the last class. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So, dear students, yesterday, the last class, in the introductory part, I told you something about the computer, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
The three basic functions of the computer. So could you name them? What are those three basic functions of the computer?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And the first one is input.
Yes, very good. You are
Then
right.
second processing.
Yes, again you
And
are right.
then third one is result, sir.
Yeah, result. Otherwise, you can, put it in another way. It is output. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we talked about the three basic functions of computer: input, process, and then output. Okay. So what is my subject topic? What was the topic yesterday that we dealt with?
Sectors of Indian economy, sir.
Very good. Sectors of
Indian economy.
Indian eco. No, just I write. Okay. Sectors of Indian economy. Okay. So, okay, just I would like to know whether you have understood the lesson or the topic that we dealt yesterday, especially the 2-3 points just I covered up yesterday. So, just I want to, know whether you have grasped it or not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, the first question is, how many sectors are there in the Indian economy?
Sir, three sectors, sir.
Yes, could you name them?
The first one is primary sector.
Yes.
The second one is manufacturing.
Yeah, that also primary sector. Manufacturing also you can say, otherwise you can say secondary sector, otherwise you can say also industrial sector, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What is the third one?
Third one is tertiary sector, sir.
Yes, very correct, tertiary sector. So there are, three sectors of the Indian economy. So they are, as you have said, the primary sector, which is also known as agricultural sector, also known as related sector, because not only the agriculture, there are other related things also are there which contribute to this primary sector, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Like fishing is there, forestry is there, isn't it? Dairy and all. So that's why it is called also the related sector also. Then we talked about what is the second? The secondary one, secondary sector, and that is also known as industrial sector, or it's known as
Manufacturing sector, sir.
And the third one is the
Tertiary.
tertiary sector, which is known as the service sector. So yesterday we did not deal with that. So today we are going to deal with that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, dear students, what do you mean by this primary sector? What do you understand?
Sir, primary sector means raw materials are produced, and most of the raw materials come from the primary sector.
Yes, very good.
Paddy, cotton, and some
Yes,
vegetables
yes,
also,
yes.
sir.
Yes, you are correct. You are very right. Very right. Okay, just I'll put you this way, okay? I want to put this one this way, okay? We produce a good by exploiting natural resources, isn't it? That's yesterday I had told you in the last class that suppose you grow a wheat, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you plow the land, then you sow seed. Then for that also other resources also natural resources required. Sunshine, isn't the climate also,
Yes,
rainfall
sir.
also. So by exploiting the natural resources, what we get, that is also known as primary sector. That comes under the primary sector. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you understand by the secondary sector?
In the secondary sector, raw materials are changed into some other forms, like sugar cane. When it is taken to the factory, we get jaggery.
Yes, very correct. You are there. That means you have understood the point very well. Keep it up. Okay, I appreciate that. So, okay, as you have said, just I want to put it this way. Secondary sector means, as you have said already, that natural products or the raw materials are changed into some other forms through the process of manufacturing, isn't it? And that, suppose as you gave the example of the sugar cane, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Raw material, then it's taken to the sugar mill, isn't it? Then it is processed. Then afterwards, what do we get? The jaggery, isn't it? The same way yesterday also I told you again about the tomato, isn't it? Tomato is taken to the ketchup factory or ketchup company. Then that this tomato, the shape of this or the natural product of this tomato is changed into some other forms, and that is known as a ketchup, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this way you have understood the lesson very well. Even the points whatever we have discussed in the last class, you have understood very well. Okay. So today we'll deal with some other points. Okay. So far we have discussed only two sectors, namely the primary and the secondary. So today we'll be dealing with tertiary sector in detail. Then how to count the various goods and services produced, and then lastly we will discuss about the gross domestic product, which is known also as GDP. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with the help of slides, I'll make you understand. Okay. By looking at the slides, the PPT, you will understand better. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
please pay attention to this slide. Okay. Just I'll show you. It will be very interesting. I have prepared slides for you. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll make it big. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can you see all?
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay. So today we'll deal with this, what is called tertiary sector. So far we have discussed about the primary sector and then secondary sector. Okay.
Yes,
so today
sir.
we are going to deal with this. What is called here? What do you call?
Tertiary sector.
Tertiary sector. See, there are some bullet points. Okay. Just I'll read it out. Then I'll make you understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Essential for the development of the primary and then secondary sector. So the tertiary sector, also called the service sector, plays very important role for the development of the primary and then secondary sector. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how it plays important role for the development of the primary and the secondary sector? Okay, I'll give you an example. Look at here. This is so called, okay, tomato. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tomato. Then here factory is there. Okay, and then here, and this is called the primary, this is secondary, this is called industrial sector, and this is tertiary. Okay, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll make you understand with the help of this example. Okay, so here the tomato is there, and here the factory, tomato factory or ketchup factory we can say. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so the service sector, what it does, it provides the service. Okay, how it provides? Suppose this tomato has to go here, the industry for the ketchup. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so tomato by itself it will not, walk and go, isn't it? There
Yes,
will be,
sir.
There will be somebody or something has that will carry and take this one to this, all the tomatoes to the factory, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's why it plays the important role for the growth and development of the primary and then secondary sector. Okay, because it provides the service, it gives the service. So through the help of service, the tomato is picked up and taken to or exported to the industrial sector, the secondary sector. Okay, so that's why it is very clear that it plays is essential for the development of the primary and then secondary sector. So it provides the service. Then again you can understand here, since these activities generate service rather than goods, so this tertiary sector, it does not produce goods or nor it manufactures anything. Okay, just it provides the service. Clear?
Yes,
Up to
sir.
here? Okay. Then another point, they are an aid or a support for the production process. They are just aid. These tertiary sectors are the services that they provide are only the aid or the support for the production, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So from here, tomato is taken to the ketchup factory. So it provides the service, support. Through the help of service, tomato is, collected here and taken to the factory. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Are you all getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, now see again example I'll give you. Goods that are produced in the primary or secondary sector would need to be transported by trucks or trains or then sold in wholesale and retail shops. Okay.
Yes,
As
sir.
I have already given it the example that tomato and ketchup, isn't it? So it provides a service. Not only here only also, not only here that from primary to secondary, but afterwards the product, the finished product, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose you want to that the ketchup has to be, exported to some other places. So tertiary sector is there to provide service, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then again, doctors, teachers, and policemen. Now they also provide services, but they are not involved in this production of this primary and then manufacturing of anything. They are not involved. Just purely they are giving what?
Service, sir.
Service. Very good. Neither they are producing anything nor they are manufacturing anything, but just they are providing only the service. Isn't it?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay. Now we'll go to next slide. Okay. So this way we can say that these three sectors, yesterday two sectors we discussed already. Okay. The primary and the secondary. So these three sectors are interdependent. Interdependent. One sector gives rise to another sector. The second sector gives rise to the third sector, which is called
Tertiary
tertiary
sector.
Very good. So that's why I have already mentioned here that all three sectors are interdependent. Isn't it?
Yes,
Just
sir.
I gave you the example. If there is no tomato, there will not be ketchup. And if services sector is not there, tomato will not reach to the industry. So all are interdependent, interrelated, interconnected. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Have any question?
No, sir.
No question. Okay, just let us see some more points. Okay, now comes the another point. This is about comparing the three sectors. Comparing the three sectors means how will you compare that in one sector, I mean, there is lot of production. Another sector also lot of production. Then the third one also there is lot of production. Because in each sector there is a lot of production. Production of goods and services. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But how will you calculate that? How will you calculate? So I have already mentioned here. How do we count the various goods and services produced? See, value money rather than goods or services. Not in terms of number or in items, but in terms of money or value. So whatever is produced, the goods and services that is produced, that is calculated not in terms of items or numbers, but in terms of
Value,
value or
money.
isn't it? So in all sectors, the production is too much. But how will you going to calculate that one? That in primary sector we have this much, in secondary sector we have this much, in the tertiary sector we have this much. So in terms of money only, that is calculated. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, suppose here in the primary sector you have production of wheat, and each grain of wheat, if you count, how much it will come? It will be so much, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that is not counted. Only the value or only the money is calculated. So the comparison of the three sectors. So only in terms of money or in terms of
Value.
Okay, clear. So here I have given the example. Okay, 10,000 kgs of wheat is sold at red 8 rupees per kg. Okay, so altogether how much it comes? 80,000. 80,000, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Similarly here, 5,000 coconuts are per piece, per coconut costing 10 rupees. So almost it comes 50,000. So not in terms of number or not in terms of items, but in terms of money or
And
in terms
value.
of value. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Very good. If you have any questions, please ask me. Okay. Okay. Now another one. The precaution while doing so. Okay. What precaution we need to take care? Okay. This is very important. Yeah, you have to pay attention. Okay. Otherwise, you will misunderstand here. This has to be very clear. Okay. Just I will read out for you. Okay. Values of only final goods and services to be included in the calculation, because values of intermediate goods are already included, and this will lead to problem of double counting. So up to here only one bullet. Okay, values of only final goods and services to be included in the calculation, because values of intermediate goods are already included. Okay, so just I will give you examples just to make you understand. Okay, how this only the value of final goods and services to be included, and this intermediate value of intermediate goods are already included. Okay, I will give you an example and make you clear. Okay,
Yes, sir.
suppose, shall I erase this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So values of only final goods and services to be included. Okay. And intermediate goods are already included. Suppose, same thing I will give the example of tomato. Okay. The farmer produces tomato. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And he sells for 10 rupees. Okay. 10 rupees. Then the ketchup company, okay, a ketchup company buys that one for 10 rupees. Okay,
Yes, sir.
farmer is there, he has the tomato and he sells to the ketchup company for how many rupees?
10 rupees.
10 rupees. Okay. Now, what happens here? The ketchup company, in order to this, the tomato has to be, processed, isn't it?
Yes,
And
sir.
then become the ketchup. So, for that, lot of work is going on and many workers are involved, isn't it?
Yes,
So,
yes, sir.
when the tomato is turned into ketchup, so the ketchup company fix the price for this ketchup is 20 rupees. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here again you have to pay attention. Okay. Then there is a shopkeeper. Okay. Shopkeeper is there and he buys this one from the ketchup company, ketchup, and he will not just buy only for, he will, of course, he will buy for 20 rupees, but when he sells, he will not sell for 20 rupees because he has to, get something, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
He's running the shop for the profit purpose, isn't it? So he will sell for 25 rupees. So now you have to pay attention here. You have to understand. That's why now the values upon the final goods and services to be included. So final goods already ketchup and came, and here the shopkeeper bought and he's selling to the customers, and the customer is buying for 25 rupees. So this is the final goods and services, the value. So this only has to be included. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the intermediate goods are already included. Here if you calculate this way, 10 plus 20 plus 25, then how many, what is the number here? 5, 55.
55, sir.
So this will not be, calculated because it's not the values of not the final goods and services, because values of intermediate goods are already included. Already these are included, and here the final goods and services, value of final goods and services. So the intermediate values should not be included. Okay, already it is included. So only we need to pay attention only here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't worry students. Then this will lead to problem of double counting. That's what I said you here. If you don't pay attention, again it will lead you to double counting and you will come up to this. Okay. Okay, then now the last point. Okay, last point. Now what do you understand by this gross domestic product? Gross domestic product. Gross means total, domestic means within the territory, within India itself, our country, and outside the domestic, if you say, that comes under foreign. Okay. So here now what do you understand by this gross domestic product? It is very clear here. Okay. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year provides the total production of the sector for that year. Okay. So it is very clear here. The values of final goods and services produced in the each sector. Each sector produces goods and services. Okay. So the total, whatever we get, okay, in terms of money, okay, so that is added from the primary sector, the secondary sector, and the tertiary sector, and then the total is done here, and that comes under this gross domestic product.
Production.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
So that's why in every year, we hear about this GDP, isn't it? The
Yes, sir.
GDP of the country is going down, GDP of the country is going up, fluctuating, we say, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because in particular year we have so much GDP high, because production is there, so much selling and though everything is there, then final goods, the value of final goods are calculated, and that how the final calculation we get, and the GDP is sometimes so high and sometimes is too low because production is less, service is less, and because of that the GDP goes down. That's why here, and the sum of production in the three sectors gives what is called the gross domestic product. Okay, so this is this GDP in India, the task of measuring GDP is undertaken by the central government. Okay. Then the ministry with the help of various governments, department of the Indian states and union territories. So this is about the GDP. How the central government takes, okay, central government takes the sum of the production in three sectors. The sum total of three sectors, and that's how we get the GDP. So till here, it's understood, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just I'll ask you a few questions just in order to know whether so far what we have discussed that you have understood or not. Okay. 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 Now the first question is, what do you understand by the tertiary sector? Just in one word.
Tertiary sector supports is a support to both first and secondary sector, sir.
Yes, you are very correct. It is, yeah, it is called what
Yes,
you have
sir.
said is correct. It supports or it provides the help or support to the primary and the secondary. It is just called the service sector. It provides the service. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the name for the tertiary sector? What is another name for the tertiary sector?
Service sector, sir.
Yes, very good, service sector. Okay. Now, how do you count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector? How do you calculate? In terms of,
Final
in terms
Products.
of,
value and money, sir.
yes, in terms of value and money, the final goods and services are calculated. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what is GDP?
Gross domestic production,
Yeah,
sir.
it is gross domestic product, and this is known as the sum of production in the three sectors. Now, sum total of production in three sectors, and that's how the three sectors are calculated afterwards, the sum, and then we get the GDP. It's okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
dear students. So for your home assignment, please note it down. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, write it down. Okay. Classify the economic activities that fall under the tertiary sector. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Classify the economic activities that fall under the tertiary sector. Then the second one is find out the GDP of India after the year 2013 and 14. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you, dear students, for being so patient and listening to me. And thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you, sir.